All right, Jackson with First Class Business here, power launch time. I just did a 25-minute video on this and completely threw it away. I was like, nope, you guys deserve better than that, more efficient than that. Social media management onboarding. I'm excited about this topic because it's so misunderstood. So with social media management, it is not a distribution channel for you, and I'm going to prove that and show you why. But it is able to help you protect yourself from buyer's remorse. When people see your brand out there posting on different channels and they see the content is good and the branding is good for it, it just lets them know that they're in the right place. Now, you have to also let them know that if your pitches suck, if your proposals are awful, if your offer is not very good, then it's not going to do too much for you. But if you're on point and they're considering you, and they just happen to go over to Facebook to check out, all right, what are you doing on there? Then it's really helpful if you have consistent posts going out, but you shouldn't be doing them yourself, and they should know that as well. If you're the one managing your social media and it looks like that, and and you're consumed by that, the people who want to work with you are going to wonder, if they're so successful, why are they doing this all themselves? That's not a really good sign that you are a leader, because you don't look like you have a team behind you that supports your vision. So why should I as a prospect? So let's go look at it though. Your page can be as bleak and barren as mine is. And when I say bleak and barren, we launched First Class Business in September, so it's a brand new page. And I know it's not a distribution channel, and I know until we go beyond 20 likes, it won't be a distribution channel. Not till we have hundreds of thousands or thousands of followers. Well, people really care what's posted here. But we have, like with my live streams, it's important that I have some filler content on here, because that helps when these live streams actually do get distributed. In this case, again, my audience is so small, it doesn't go very far. But the right people see this, and this live stream is distributed on 8 different channels. Out of those 8 channels, Joel and I had a couple people engage with this that were super valuable. One of them was Rob Provenzano, who happened to see it, and he's one of the best project managers that I know. And he also works with a lot of people who get on stage, and he's like, guys, I need to have you both on a stage. Rob and I have been friends for 5 years. He's never seen me on stage though. And so as he saw me host this interview, it gave him a light bulb moment of, holy crap, I do need to get Jackson out there. So it doesn't really matter how small your audience is. That's not again, the purpose of social media is not distribution. So please stop buying from people who tell you that social media is going to expand your reach and get you out there. It's not. It's only going to help with buyer's remorse, and it's going to help with solidifying your existing followers if you have people who are following. Most of my clients are coaches or entities that inspire and work with leaders. Leaders aren't going to sit there consuming your content. They're going to be producing. I don't want you to be a consumer either. I want you to be a producer. And that is the most important message that I can share in this particular video, is as you're moving forward your brand, do not be a consumer. Be a producer. And I hope you read this. I hope you read it, and I hope you took notes. I hope you considered printing this out and putting it on your mirror. And I hope you consider how important these other activities are. To be clear, I'm not telling you to make cold calls. That's not what I'm suggesting. If you do have the power to confidently make cold calls, and you're in need for appointments right now, this is a very healthy and an easy way to get business to move forward. But I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying this is more effective than the time you're wasting creating your own social media posts and putting it out there, unless you just have that magic touch. And there are people who do, just like J.K. Rowling, writing a book on a napkin and becoming a billionaire. If I had told her, don't write a book on a napkin or it won't work, I would have been wrong. She was that one rare exception that worked for. So if you're queen of TikTok or you're king of LinkedIn Live or whatever it is, then by all means, like, trust your gut on this. You are the visionary for your venture, but I just see too many people wasting their time not getting results by fishing on social media when they should be creating real relationships with people. So all these posts that go out, they go out, and it is, again, it's really an insurance policy for my brand and for the deals that I have in the pipeline. On LinkedIn, however, it does reach more people because it's my private LinkedIn channel, and I have almost 3,500 followers. So this does reach a bit more people. You can see here that it's not impressively high, but it does it does reach certain people, and when somebody likes it, it usually pushes that impression up a little bit higher. Some of these I was noticed, yeah, I get a little bit over 100. Sometimes there's 300 viewers. Usually these live sessions as well drive a little bit more attention, especially when there's engagement with that video. Um, let's see, like this one had several engagements, and I mentioned certain people in the video who came on live, and so it got a few more impressions. The the purpose that one of the some of the reasons why I like this is this gives me a chance as well to refine my messaging on a regular basis, make sure that I'm showing up on point. It gives me a chance to talk about what's going on behind the scenes. I've had several people over the last month reach out to me and say, "Hey, Jackson, like I saw that live. I didn't, and it really struck me what you said. I didn't know they were even present on that live, and it led them to book a meeting with me." So it's not a bad thing to go. In fact, it's a really good thing to go live, to get out there, use something like StreamYard, like I do, where it allows me to go live on 8 different platforms at once, and and keep moving your brand forward. But when it comes to your social media management, the purpose is to delegate this off to somebody who can get you out there on the different platforms without you having to be the one who does it. I see way too many coaches and courses out there teaching that you need to be on social media, you need to be all over it, you need to be posting, posting, posting. It's a huge waste of time if you're going after, if you're doing those tasks on your own. What I recommend doing instead to support your social media management is utilizing the audio clip feature in messages. So whether it's responding to somebody who said, "Yeah, I'd love to meet," and sending them your link to book, and because they're in your target audience, or you feel like they'd be a good strategic partner, you definitely want to get those meetings booked with you. The audio clips, if somebody says like, "What do you do?" It's a great time to jump into an audio clip, because if you're trying to write that response, you're hiding. For one, you are hiding whether you know it or not. If you go to the audio clip, you can share your voice. They can hear your passion. They can almost feel you. And if you don't feel like you're good at audio, I disagree. You wouldn't be in this program if you weren't good at audio. And maybe you don't quite know what to say, but it doesn't matter if you're a little bit raw. Listen to this. Let's say that somebody tells me, like, "Hey, like, what is your program about?" "Hey, this is Jackson here. Like, thanks for your interest. I help coaches and entrepreneurs that are visionaries with their business growth. It's it's a bit more complicated than that, but I did notice that you're in X space, and that your brand is up to X, Y, or Z, and I'd love to know more about you too. In fact, I've got somebody in mind that may be interested in what you do. So if you want to jump on a Zoom call, I'd be happy to. I can send you my link, or you can send me yours, and I'd be happy to book and see what you're all about. Thanks so much for taking the time. Take care. Bye-bye. I let go and I send it. Raw, real. I did that a little bit worse on purpose, but I hope you notice that I just sound like a normal guy. And I sound like a normal, nice guy. I don't sound like I'm going to eat that person alive. I don't sound like I'm going to hard sell them, because I'm not. That's not who I am. And that's not who you are. So when you send those types of messages to people who are in your pipeline, it gets people to put the guns down. Whoa. It gets people to say, "Huh, that was not what I was expecting. That guy's pleasant. I don't mind meeting him. Yeah, I'll hear him out. Man, I really want to meet that guy." There's lots of different sentiments that could come up, but they're putting the guns down. Now we're getting into a position where we might have a real honest conversation. And maybe they do come in a little bit defensive, or a little bit like, "Well, so like, are you really interested in buying from me or not?" Like, I don't know. And there's a lot of people who are reacting that way. Do you think Tony Robbins acts that way? I don't think so. Think Darren Hardy? You think the great leaders of the world act that way? No, they don't. If they get on a phone call like that, or they get into a situation, they know how to extract the value, but they also know how to show up and be real and polite and a good person. So if somebody were to ask me that, like, "So are you really interested in buying from me?" I would tell them, "I don't know. I don't know what you do yet." I might even pull it away from them. I was like, "But I need to know what type of value you offer, and that's the whole purpose of the call. So where are you from? If you don't mind." Basically saying, like, let's start over. Let's start on a really good foot this time. That puts them in a position to where they almost owe me one. They're kind of like in the doghouse, if you will. And again, those are kind of the less exciting conversations. Now, you're going to have people who respond to you and say, "No," the dreaded 2-letter word, that not interested. They're busy. They got other things going on. They may not be that interested. That's a perfect opportunity if you need appointments. And I'm not saying appointments for vanity's sake. I'm talking about people who you can flip, once again, by showing you're a good person. So if somebody says no, they're not interested, I might say, hey, Sally, like, I really appreciate your candidness. It saves me a lot of time. And I saw that you're up to this. I'm going to do a little bit of research on that person's profile before I do this, by the way. And I'm going to say, hey, I saw that you're working on this project and I'd like to share it with others. I've got a few people in mind. Do you mind if I send a few people your way, or, are you that busy that it wouldn't make sense right now? Thanks so much for your time. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye. That little clip at the end there of like showing them that I care about them, showing that I'm a human being, showing that I'm not a robotic salesperson, showing them that I'm here to provide value, melts people's hearts. And I want you to be doing that. I want you to melt hearts. I want you to show people the value that I see in you. And it doesn't matter if they're trying to sell you something or you're hoping that you get the next transaction with them. You may need to learn a little bit about salesmanship, but all of these segments that I've talked about, I hope you've been taking notes. I hope you've been writing down your questions. I hope you've been writing down your doubts. I hope you've been writing down the takeaways, of course. And I hope that you book meetings with me to talk through this. If you struggle with sales, you need to talk to me about that. That is something that I can absolutely help you fix. If you struggle with, if you have a doubt, that's okay. Doubts, you don't want those to eat you alive. That's dangerous. Doubts can be very dangerous. We all have them at some points. We need to learn to turn our doubt into a productive question. But if you need to hit me with those doubts, come and hit me. I'm prepared for it and I'm ready. I know that this process of becoming a visionary that's in high demand is not an easy pursuit. Otherwise, everybody would be a visionary in high demand. It is a very hard process, but I'm here to help you figure that out and know how to handle these situations so you can do just that. And the more prepared you are to interact with and provide value to all the different people who are touching you, the faster your snowball is going to pick up and start rolling down the hill. I don't want you to learn how to avoid opportunities. I want you to learn how to maximize the opportunities that come your way. So book with me if you have questions, if you have doubts, and about salesmanship, make sure to put in the agenda what the heck you're booking with me for. That's super helpful because it puts us on point for the call. We probably have a fantastic relationship at this point and a lot of things that we're trying to accomplish. And it's so easy to get carried away talking about friends, family, etc., blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that with you on this call. I want you to give me the exact things we're supposed to be talking about. Let's go into the sparring ring and let's bam, bam, bam. Let's hit those questions. Let's hit those doubts. Let's hit those needs that you have. And let's, again, learn to maximize your presence on social media so that you are creating that snowball effect for yourself. And I will see you on the other side. Thanks so much for all that you're doing and learning with us. This is a huge opportunity for us to build your legacy. I love seeing it. I'm excited to show my kids all that we accomplish over the coming years together. And I'll see you in our next call. Take care. Bye-bye.